Hey y'all, I'm Caroline Rosen, president of Tales of the Cocktail Foundation, and I'm here with three dear friends and colleagues to talk about the 2021 seminar submission process. Let me introduce them to you real quick. First of all, we have Lynn House, co-chair of our Beyond the Bar Education Committee. She's also the National Spirit Specialist and Portfolio Mixologist for Heaven Hill. Thanks for being here, Lynn. We also have with us today the wonderful Claire Warner, co-chair of the Culture Education Committee and co-founder of Seedlip's sister brand, Acorn Aperitifs. And finally, Laura Green is here from our Beyond the Bar Committee. She is the founder of Healthy Pour and a licensed professional counselor. And guess what? They know much more about this process than I do. They're advocates for health and equity in the drinks industry, and I'm excited to let them take it over from here. So thanks for tuning in, and Lynn, I'll hand it over to you now.
Well, thank you, Caroline, and cheers and Happy New Year to everybody watching this video today. So excited. This is my third year being part of the Tales of the Cocktail kind of leadership team as co-chair of the Education Committee for the Beyond the Bar track. And we are excited to announce that this year Tales will be going live again September 20th through September 23rd. It will primarily be virtual. What we loved about last year is that we got to reach out to so many people. We had people from 200 countries participate in Tales of the Cocktail. What an amazing experience. You know, hopefully, knock on wood, throw salt over my shoulder, we'll be able to do some live events as the world moves out of this pandemic crisis. But we are all just so excited to be announcing that we are opening up seminars and seminar submissions for Tales of the Cocktail. That process will go live on February 1st. Through March 15th, you will be able to submit not only in a written format. You can go to talesofthecocktail.org to find out how to do that. But you'll also, we know that English is not the first language for everybody. You'll also be able to submit via video and just talk about what you want to do. So I'd love to take this time now and turn it over to Claire Warner and Laura Green and let them talk a little bit about what we're doing for Tales this year.
For sure. So this year, our theme is community, which on a personal level excites me to no end, because community is one of my favorite topics to explore, one of my favorite things to be a part of. And I think one of the most powerful structures within our lives, both professionally and personally. Community, especially in the scope of what we're experiencing now, is tremendously important. It's, you know, so many of us are at home. We're not able to connect with people in the same way that we used to. So using something like Tales of the Cocktail to really connect on a global scale is a profound opportunity. I don't know about you, but I've been able to connect with people globally in a way that I haven't ever been able before, like people who I love and care about, I feel closer with. So as we embark on this year's Tales of the Cocktail 2021, using the term community and the concept of community as a sort of prism to examine your seminar submissions is really cool, because you can share what you're doing and what's working for you anywhere from the world. You don't have to be from the United States. You don't have to be from somewhere close by that's an easy flight. We are able now to connect on a global scale to really cultivate what it is that community looks like, to learn from each other, to understand each other a little better, foster empathy, you know, and maybe, I don't know, I think about what the global drinks community looks like. There are so many people who might have trouble coming from certain parts of the country or certain parts of the world. And we don't have those barriers now, which is really, really awesome. So community is the theme. I'm excited for you to dig into that theme and explore it a little bit more.
Exciting times. So what do we need you to do? Well, this year is going to look a little different. So I'm going to take you through the seminar submission process and some of the key changes for 2021. If this is your first time submitting a seminar, welcome, thank you. We want more of these new people from all over the world to really get involved and submit your ideas and your submissions. And please feel free to reach out to any of us with any questions, big, small, crazy, silly, no such thing, because we understand that this process can seem a little daunting if you haven't done it in the past. So any questions at all, even, you know, what's our favorite drink, maybe, if you're trying to bribe us. I see what you're doing there. So please reach out with any questions to submissions@talesofthecocktail.org. And we encourage everybody to visit talesofthecocktail.org and please review the seminar submission FAQ before beginning your applications. Now, this is for the newbies and those of you who might have submitted a seminar in the past, because there are some key changes this year. Please plan on spending about 45 minutes to an hour completing the application, because we see a lot of applications and you can really tell those ones that have spent the time, done the research, put in the effort, given us all the information that we're looking for, versus those other submissions that seem to be you know, written on the back of a bar napkin. So we appreciate the effort that people put in, and it does take a little time, and all of that effort really begins with reviewing that FAQ guide online. As I mentioned, if you are submitting for the first time, you create a unique username and password. You can see up here on the screen, and this will lead you to a secure platform. And the good news is that you'll be able to revisit and edit your application before submitting. So if you've made a typo, or if you want to get some more research, you want to understand whether there's other people that you can recruit into your submission, don't worry, because you are able to edit right up until the point where you're comfortable to submit.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Claire. I also want to make people know that, you know, we are very well aware that English is not the native language of the majority of the world. And so if you feel more comfortable with submitting your submission via video and talking about what you want to do, please, please, please do so. As Claire mentioned, we are looking forward to so many new voices being a part of Tales of the Cocktail, and, you know, sharing your information and, you know, just celebrating what it is that you have to say. So there is the online submission process. There's also the video submission process. We will not be sticklers. If you misspell something, that's quite all right. Don't worry about that. That's Tales of Old. This is Tales of New. We're really looking forward to great content. We're looking forward to people speaking passionately. And we're looking forward to new voices, upcoming voices in our industry that we have an opportunity to shine a light on and showcase.
So when submitting your idea for the seminar for Tales, there's a few key things that we hope that you will consider. We're hoping to see seminar submissions that promote the Foundation's mission to educate, advance, and support the global spirits industry. Seminars and topics that address critical challenges impacting the spirits industry. You know, I think we could all benefit from learning more about what people are doing to, you know, cope and advance themselves, and, you know, really deal with the situations that we are currently experiencing in different parts of the world, and really nurtures emerging topics and organizations that are reflective and responsive to the community needs. So kind of in line with more of that community bit, we are hoping to really expand what our community looks like and feels like from all over the world, all different kinds of perspectives, people, different kinds of bars and restaurants. So think about those three things and how your seminar is really helping us learn how to continue to advance our field a little bit further forward.
Yeah, so the opportunities are endless, but let's get into some of the things that we're looking for in terms of the seminars.
Absolutely. So we're looking for criteria that definitely addresses the topic of the theme for this year's Tales of the Cocktail 2021, which is community. We want relevance. We want to know what is happening, what you're doing, is your topic specifically touching upon what's going in our community currently. We also want to see diversity. You know, this is such a huge globe, and we're such a huge global community. And so we definitely want you to think about not just going to the same resources, thinking outside the 9 dots, thinking outside the box, and bringing diversity. And how are you diverse in your seminar proposal? So think about that, please.
Absolutely. I also want to mention, you know, ensuring that the seminar that you're submitting and the topics that you're examining are unique. You know, we want, if we look at this conference as a way to continue to advance our field, we want to find ways that we can share knowledge with each other with unique perspectives that we haven't quite seen yet. So thinking about that, and I think what's so wonderful about this piece is that we all are in a similar circumstance, certainly, but we all can offer something really profound from each one of us that is unique. And so think about, what do you have that can help somebody else on the other side of the world, even, or even in your own neighborhood, in your own backyard? You know, someone, you know, what can you give? Because I guarantee there's something, right? Also, we want to really examine these topics in the way that, how can we create tangible ways to support the industry at large, right? So certainly we want to be examining these topics. We want to hear your perspective. We want to, you know, discover what is unique about what you are doing, but also consider, what can we walk away with after seeing this seminar? So tangible, actionable pieces to help our industry endure. So let's talk about what is new this year in the seminar submissions, which is so exciting. All the changes are so exciting. This year you are able to submit a video response. I know in past years when I've submitted seminars, I just want to talk about it. You know, I get anxiety sometimes. I write all the time, but I still get anxiety about putting something down on paper and in a permanent, like, is that right? Was that the right comma? You know, all those things. You have the opportunity to sort of dismiss all of those anxious pieces and put it on video if this is an easier way for you to communicate with us. You can propose a seminar in a language other than English. You know, we don't want a barrier of language to inhibit anybody from presenting, you know, from presenting their ideas. What a profound and tragic waste that is, that we don't get to necessarily see what the rest of the industry is doing because of a language barrier. So you can present something, you can put it on video, or you can write it out in another language. And I encourage you to do so, whatever language you're comfortable with. That's what we want you to be presenting this seminar topic idea in. The demographic information requested at the end of the application. So this year we did add some demographic questions, and it's at the end of the application. So, you know, it's totally optional. You don't have to put any demographic questions. What those are there for, and we did go back and forth about this, but it's a way for us to hold ourselves accountable to diversity, inclusivity, and what the true meaning of community looks like in terms of expanding what our industry looks like as well. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what those demographic questions bring back to us, because that can tell us who's presenting, who's being accepted, and it holds us accountable to examine our biases in terms of not just like racial, gender, and global equity, but thinking around the lines of what does our industry, excuse me, really look like? What are we really, what do we really need to do to move forward, and where are our blind spots as well? So those pieces are helpful, but totally not required. And since it's at the end, it doesn't impact the decision-making processes either. Focus on inclusivity and diverse range of presenters and geographic locations. So we do want to ensure that we are getting a wide community perspective of what the drinks industry is looking like right now. I can't wait for you to submit, and I can't wait for all you to see all the different changes in the submission process as well.
So exciting. And I think it's really, humanized an experience, because let's face it, we're in this industry, and we're in an industry of relationships, and these submissions now give us the opportunity to really communicate to one another using a medium that we're familiar with, which is our voices, our faces, our language, as opposed to, getting pen to paper and putting our thoughts down on paper. So I love the changes that we've made, and just as a reminder that we've made those changes to really encourage folks from all over the world to get involved and to apply. And equally, in this digital format, we're in a unique position, I hope, to reach and support even more people in the drinks industry from across the world. So exciting times.
Yes, I think we're all super excited. So the submission process goes live again February 1st, so in about 2 weeks, through March 15th. And you can either go to talesofthecocktail.org or submissions@talesofthecocktail.org, and submit, or you can do a video as well. We are looking forward to seeing so many new voices in this industry. This is an industry that continually evolves, and we want to celebrate everyone who's a part of it. So please submit a seminar, join in, be part of the process, help us, continue on the path of where we are in this industry, just to really raising the tide and, celebrating everyone who's part of the ride.